Hi friends, Simit here from InformedTrades.com. On the screen right now, you're seeing the daily chart of the S&P 500. Yesterday we mentioned that the S&P 500 was approaching two key trend lines. One is this dotted blue trend line, which is showing a pattern of lower highs that's been in place since May 19. And the other is this channel that has been in place from August of 2011 to August of 2015. So 4 years. We broke out of that channel in this past August, and now we are testing the bottom of that trend line again right here. So we ran into two trend lines basically. I suggested this could result in some selling, the market reversing direction, at least momentarily, and that seems to be the past couple days. Looks like we're getting a little bit of that. I think this could be an interesting short opportunity, or as well as an opportunity to cover your long positions in case you haven't already, or if you're interested. Like I mentioned, I've covered some of my long growth-oriented trades, but others that I think are still undervalued I've left on, as I think equities will actually go higher. But at least momentarily, a touchback down to 1830 or maybe 1920 right around here is definitely something I think is a reasonable probability. Moving on to dollar yen, often there's a correlation between the S&P 500 and dollar yen. We talked about how we were at resistance at 121.36. Market has since fallen back there. Now we're at the 50 simple moving average, which is right about 120, 128, 120.30, right around there. I think the market could still go further. I think we might get another test of this trend line down here. I entered right around here, right off this hammer here. So I'm still going to hold on to my position, but like I mentioned before, this could be an interesting time to move your stop to break even if you entered at the lower part of this range. The ideal time to take profit was yesterday, which we talked about. If you wanted to take a little bit of profit, it would have been then. Now we sort of missed that chance. But for those who want to move to break even, that's still an option. Of course, I'm just holding on, like I mentioned, if we zoom out to the monthly chart. I have a small position on, but I really am expecting to move back to at least right around here, 144. So that's the dollar yen. All of these things that we're looking at, I've sort of been talking a little bit about dollar weakness, which we'll see a little bit more when we go to euro dollar. Euro dollar. Again, we talked about how we dipped out of this range. There was the ECB announcement. I can actually delete this channel. I don't think it's that relevant anymore. I had suggested that this could be a potential buying opportunity. Tested this channel. That was definitely wrong. However, we did fall back down to the bottom channel here, which I think was an interesting opportunity. And now that we have a couple green lines and we're sort of back in that channel, I think it's a more compelling opportunity. I'll still probably wait to see how the week plays out. But definitely those who are interested in this opportunity, might be a quick 1,000 pip opportunity to go from 107.30, more than 1,000 pips, all the way up to 118. I think it's a reasonable level of target if we believe this channel is still valid. Last time we touched the bottom of this channel, 3 weeks later, it was 1,000 pips higher. So could that happen again? I think it's definitely a possibility. Most importantly, it's a favorable reward risk setup in that you could shoot for 1,000 pips and you don't have to risk much. If you put your stop at 109.36, for instance, right around there, maybe even tighter, I think you'd have a pretty solid case. Okay, moving on to dollar yuan. This is another sign of dollar weakness. We're at resistance. You see this orange line here. It's a resistance level of sorts. We're below the 50 simple moving average. Candlesticks are appearing like they're consolidating. This could be a distribution pattern forming, a range of candlesticks, which often precedes a decline. After the rally, then you see a range, then you could see price go back down and move to 6.32 potentially. So something to fit in, something to think about, especially when we're seeing signs of weakness on the dollar on euro dollar. And of course, FXCM dollar index. This is converging. So yes, we're seeing some dollar weakness. Yes, we are coming off the top of this trend line, but the bottom trend line is not that far away. So that's something to think about when we're thinking about the dollar. So I do think there's some room to the downside. The question is how much. Definitely we see, converging trend lines here. Futures, dollar index, same sort of idea. Pattern of lower highs. We broke above the trend line here, but now we see a couple of red candles, so we may be headed back down. So it looks like basically what I'm seeing is across the board, or across a few currency pairs at least, some signs of dollar weakness. And gold, we are at the 200 exponential moving average. To me, this chart doesn't look super clear. It looks a little wishy-washy. I think we're at the 200 exponential average, which could lead to a breakout. However, since we're seeing dollar weakness on euro dollar, dollar yuan, FXCM dollar index, and the futures dollar index, I think we could see gold go higher here. I might interpret the congestion around the 200 exponential moving average as a setup for a move higher, potentially to 1194, that level. Of course, I've got a long-term position in gold, so I'm happy to accumulate at these levels. And over the long term, I think we're going to go past the 2011 highs that we saw, which was around 1910, I think. So right around here, much higher move. That's about it. Any questions you have, anything you want to add, join us at informedtrades.com. We have a huge archive of learning material. If you want to brush up on your technical analysis, learn technical analysis, check out those articles and videos there. Comment, participate in the discussions. We'll all help each other learn. If you like this video, please share it on Facebook, Google+. That helps us grow and helps us make more videos. Best of luck in your trading and investing. We'll see you next time. Take care.